Alrighty, what up, y'all? Day number 36. Out here getting it done. Working on our 10K steps for the day. Just kind of about done with them for the most part. But, beautiful sunny day. A little humid, but it is what it is. Today would be the day, the UK be complaining about, like, oh my god, it's so hot. Yeah, it ain't that hot. It's like 84, 85 today. It's 88% humidity. Air be thick. But that ain't nothing new. It's just the normal daily here. And we're getting it done. Why? Because we ain't quitters. That's, probably why yesterday, 4th of July, Independence Day, we won, and they suck. But, it is what it is. We enjoyed our day yesterday, though. We went ahead, had some good old Lunenburgers, those summer shandies, kind of like a alcoholic lemonade type of drink. Delicious. You're sitting out in the sun all day, man, those things are bomb. So that's what we went ahead and did yesterday. Hung out with some family, drank, had some bomb steak tips. It's a good day. Then so now today we're out here just working on our cardio and abs day. I already went and got core done, so done with that. This is my third little walk today, just breaking up to the 10,000 steps. I didn't feel like walking all the way to the beach. My knees and ankles are kind of sore today, and hamstrings feel pretty tore up from yesterday's deadlifts and leg curls. So it is what it is. Want to kind of give them a little break, let them recover a little bit, so just not beating them down in like a big 2-hour window. So feels a little bit better on the knees and joints to give them breaks. But with that, guys, nothing too special to really talk about. But I will say this. So one of the topics that came up yesterday was, dieting. Is it possible to really consume too much meat? And, gonna have to say no. And there's a new study came out from the Harvard Institution. If you guys are into those sorts of things, on the carnivore diet. It was a 6-month study, basically showing that there was 0 adverse reactions and or side effects from following a carnivore diet. For the most part, it's going to be meat, eggs, butter, milk is the basics to it. Normally not a lot of pork. Normally going to have a lot more red meat, but again, there's variations within that diet. It could be super strict as to like the lioness diet from Michaela Peterson, to where you're eating just a slab of steak and you get some butter and I think salt and pepper, and that's all you eat, just steaks with butter. And that is a pretty strict diet. But in her case, she had a bunch of autoimmune deficiencies and other problems, and then changing her diet to that fixed all of them. And with this study from Harvard, they said that anybody basically with a autoimmune disorder, like any gastric disorders, a whole bunch of different things they touched on, said that they were either cured or symptoms severely reduced, and almost all medications were taken off, if not all of them. And then they specifically went into stating people with type 2 diabetes, they were able to stop taking insulin altogether in almost all cases. All other oral medications were all discontinued. So, these are massive benefits, you know. The less drugs you can put into your body, the better. And if you're curing disease, man, that's, you know, some crazy stuff just by a diet change. So, if you guys are having any health problems and stuff that you're dealing with, it may be something to think about. Making some dietary changes, or possibly even going to a carnivore style diet. But, you know, consult your doctor. Do your own research as well, because not all doctors are the same. Some of them are just drug dealers that are there to make a paycheck because they get kickbacks on the drugs they prescribe. So, it's a unfortunate downside to a lot of the pharmaceutical companies these days. Own a lot of practices, as well as they also own the pharmacies. And they also own the pharmacy benefit managers. So they set their own prices, can jack up their prices, set their own doctors, and set their own pharmacies that you're allowed to use. So they have figured out how to basically monopolize selling you drugs. As shitty as that is, but that's why we focus on fitness and health overall, and building healthy habits to avoid having to deal with any of that. So, well, as much as possible, you know, there's genetic markers and dispositions and everything else that may arise, but for many different reasons. So, but for the most part, it won't be because we eat like crap and we sit around, which are the two biggest factors to bad health. So, but with that, guys, make sure you're out there working towards your goals, getting your stuff done, and most of all, just don't be a lazy fuck.